Konnichiwa, hello and welcome. This is Roy at Ninjazola90, and today I will be reviewing yet another super cool, really awesome figure, and that is the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla M.O.G.E.R.A Storage Dock Solid version, or simply the S.H.MonsterArts M.O.G.E.R.A figure. And this, as you can see, as I mentioned, is a super cool, really awesome figure. And I got some things to say about it. So, without further ado, let's get things started. And now, here we have the S.H.MonsterArts M.O.G.E.R.A Doc Sally version figure right here before us in all of his very silvery, shiny glory, as you can see. This is a well-sculpted, well-detailed, highly articulated figure, sculpted by none other than, we all know him by name by now, the world-famous S.H.MonsterArts sculptor, Yuji Sakai, of course. As you can see, this figure's color scheme is, well, I just mentioned it, mostly very shiny metallic silver with some shiny metallic blue in there as well, with those tread pieces on his shoulder guards and on his skirted armor, as well as down the legs and in the feet as well. And of course, if I bring him up closer, we can see his very bright, shiny yellow eyes of his, so we can see the yellow eyes of M.O.G.E.R.A there. And of course, we do have a drill nose as well, which is articulated, and it is of a die cast as well, so that is really cool. One thing that is a super cool detail about this figure. And also we do have die cast in the feet as well, so that is another definite plus with this figure. So we do have some good weighted feet, so we don't have to worry too much about this figure falling over. So he pretty much stands up on its own, being held down by his own weight, so that is definitely good. Getting a good look at this figure again, we can see on his back how he's kind of sporting like these big buzzsaw like blades for sort of like his back, almost like back dorsal fins kind of. And we have also some smaller buzzsaw blades in the back as well. We do have one that goes in the middle for when he transforms into the flying mode, or where he's burrowing underground, or well, G-Force is burrowing underground because M.O.G.E.R.A is a mech that must be piloted. But anyway, I will be going over detail and articulation with this figure, starting with the upper body portion of the figure, working my way down to the lower body portion of the figure, and then getting a more fuller in-depth view of the figure and going over his accessories. So let's get started. And now, starting things off with the upper body portion of the figure, as you can see, this is a very accurately sculpted and accurately detailed. Starting off with articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so he can look not up, like not so much, because it's hindered by the sculpt. We can look right a little bit, and we can look left, and that's about it. Because yeah, the neck piece is interchangeable and it's made to be removable, so it does clip in and out like so. So that's when we put him in his like flying mode, or when he's burrowing underground. So that is that. We also have his shoulder guards, which are on hinges. They are articulated so we can move them in and out like so. We also have a swivel hinge in the shoulder joints, so we can bring them up like so, and then bring them back down. We can rotate them all the way around a full 30 360 if we choose to, and as you can hear, they are very ratchety, and also the opposite way, of course. Same is true with the other arm, so we can rotate that arm all the way around in the opposite way, of course. Oh boy. And of course, if I can fix them back right, okay, I did, thankfully. We do have a hinge in the elbow, so we can bend those elbows forward and back like so. Same is true with the other arm, so we can bend those elbows forward and back like so. Oh boy. Although, yeah, and we can also swivel them around a full 360 if we choose to as well. So just do be careful when swiveling them, because you don't want to accidentally break them. Same is true with the other arm. So that a good little turn here. So being careful, doing this easily, very easily and carefully, so don't break anything. And there you have it. And of course, we do have a swivel in his drill claws as well, so we can swivel those drill claws a full 360 like so. And of course, we can open up those drill claws to let me get it the right way to reveal that he does have some laser cannon rockets in there, which these are these fire lasers, and they can also fire off like rockets, so they do fire off as missiles as well. So we do have that. And of course, we also have another laser beam that comes out of the sort of like this orb thing in the middle of his chest. So we do have another interchangeable piece for that. I will show you how to change that out later on in the video. And of course, we do have waist articulation. We can spin all the way around a full 360 at the waist right here. So we can do that, and of course the opposite way as well. And this bus on the back, it does come up. We do have a hinge on it, but that's for when we're changing out this piece. I will show you how to do that, like I said, later on in this video. But anyway, that concludes it for the upper body portion of the figure. So now moving right along down to the lower body portion of the figure, shall we? And now moving on down to the lower body portion of the figure, where we can see those finer details in the skirt armor here. And of course, the side skirt armor does come off for when we are in a flying mode. So these pieces right here would pop off, but I'll show you that later on in the video. His legs are well sculpted as well. As I mentioned, the feet are die cast, so yeah, we don't have to worry about this figure falling over too much. Leg articulation is nothing too much because it's hindered by the skirt armor piece, but it's still got good articulation nonetheless, so we can split out about that much and then come in about that much. We do have a single joint bend in the knee, so we can do that, although yeah, bending the knees is kind of useless because you can't really bend them too much. And of course, we do have a swivel at the top of the thigh, so we can swivel those legs left and right if we want to, not all the way around a full 360 because it's hindered by the sculpt. But anyway, as you can see, we also have the same level of articulation with the other leg. And of course, the feet are on ball joints as well, so we can rock them forward and back and swivel them a full 360 like so. If I can get it back right, so I'll go back the opposite way, I guess. And of course, the same is true with the other foot, if I can. Okay, I got that one to go all the way around, so that's a good idea. That's good. And of course, we have his rocket booster tail as well, his big chunky rocket booster tail, which is on three ball joint segments. So we have a ball joint segment right there in the booty. So we got a ball joint segment there. And of course, we have another, we have a swivel hinge in the lower segment, so we can swivel it all the way around a full 360 and rock it up and down on a hinge there, so we can see that rocket booster inside his tail. And we can see those big giant buzz saws on his back. And that pretty much concludes it for articulation and detail with the lower body portion of the figure. So now let's get a more fuller hands-on view of the figure and take a look at those accessories of his. And now to get a fuller, more 360 view of the figure, right before I get into his accessories, as you can see, more of what this figure looks like, getting a more hands-on, fuller 360 view. I will now be bringing in his pieces for his transformation sequence, where we will be either putting him in either flying mode or burrowing mode, whether he's flying in the air or burrowing underground, which he does both in Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla, or G-Force does both with, piloting a M.O.G.E.R.A in Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla. Basically, first thing you want to do is, like I demonstrated earlier in this video, you pull up this backpack piece with the buzzsaw blade right there, and basically what you want to do, you have this little protruding button looking piece right here that is for this orb in the middle of his chest. Basically what you want to do is you want to make sure you have your hand in front of it, because you don't want it to go flying, and you push it out, and then you make sure you catch it so it doesn't fall on the floor, and you swap it out with the maser cannon piece, of course, and make sure you put it in right, because there's this little groove at the top of it right here that's supposed to line up with, let me see if I can get it. I'll have to put my light on to see. So hold up, I gotta put them down for a second. Alright, there we got it. Now we can see that little groove and the top of the hole in his chest. You have to make sure this groove here lines up properly with that, so we can put it in correctly. So now we have the maser cannon in the middle of his chest there, and of course, bring his arms up. Now we can put this back down. Alright, now bring his arms up. Now we do have the side flaps on the side of his skirted armor here, so basically you just press that and just peel them off like that. So you just press them down and you just flick them off easily. And of course you take these side wing pieces and you place them in there like so. Okay, alrighty. Or do they? Okay, they could only go one way, so there's no way you can get that wrong. Wait. Or can you? Or do they go this way? Okay, no, they go the other way. I was wrong. Making sure, because I should know, because I got the yeah, I do got them right, because I got the instructions right here. So just making sure. So they do come with instructions, but it's all in Japanese. And if we really want them to fly, basically what we do is we take this neck piece off, and all we got to do is pop it off the ball joint here. So there's that, and then we just pop this on like so, and then pop there right back in there. So now we have him in flying mode. Although in flying mode, he wouldn't have that maser cannon coming out of his chest, but I'll just leave it there for the time being, so you can see what it looks like in fly. Oh, I almost forgot one more thing. This piece right here. So basically, what we want to do is get our fingernail in there, pop that off. We put the middle buzzsaw. So I almost forgot about that. I do apologize. Okay, now we got M.O.G.E.R.A really flying, so we can go like that if we want to. Put that, yeah. Okay, now it's more accurate. Put that tail down, so we go getting ready to drill a hole in the ground. Trying to sneak up on SpaceGodzilla and blast those shoulder crystals off. And speaking of blasting off shoulder crystals, yeah, he does come with some more effect part accessories. Wrong neck piece, so yeah, I will be getting into that now. So I'll pull that off, pull this off. We could pull that out as well, and yeah, just so you guys can get a in-depth view of how to apply the accessories right and change them back out correctly. So we can leave this in for now, and of course making sure I put these back in right. So I believe, yeah, and of course put that back in. Okay, alrighty, so let's put this off to the side. And now let's grab his effect parts, his missile effect parts, and we have a Tamashii Nation stand. I believe he only, like, I don't know, I think he does come with two. So we have these Tamashii Nation stand arms here that we want to plug into the Tamashii Nation stand like so. And basically how you apply this, open up these arm cannons here. So we take this out, of course, so just be careful not to lose these. So we pull those out. And these rocket launcher effect parts here, we want to line them up properly. So we want to make sure we get that in right, and of course we should have a peg hole somewhere in them. Oh boy, I just dropped it. So make sure you get that peg hole lined up and peg it in there, and grab the other one and make sure we line this up properly yet again. And there we go. Look for the peg hole. Peg that right on in there. You want to line them up with his arm cannons and plug them on in. You just plug that right on in like so. And then we have, yeah, it's kind of hard to see M.O.G.E.R.A firing off his rockets there. So maybe if I bring in from yeah, now we can see him. Yeah, firing his rocket launchers directly at the camera. Look at that. So yeah, that's all of his accessories, and of course, let us not forget he does come with Doc Sally. So let me bring that in. So I'll get him off of this. I'll get those rocket launchers off of him in a second. But anyway, bringing in Doc Sally now. One of the pegs at the top of this part did break on mine, unfortunately. So I'm not going to grab the top pieces, but I will demonstrate how to put them on Doc Sally regardless with the pieces I have that are not broken. So basically, you want to put this in, and this opens like so. So, or does it go this way? No, it goes. No, it goes this way. Yeah. Alright, making sure I put that in there right, and grab the other one. So, yeah. Alrighty. Put that on in there. It's giving me trouble. So, Alrighty, now I got it, and basically what I want to do is I just want to plug this piece right on in. So basically, I want to take this off, yeah, like so, and then pull this out of his arms immediately because I don't want him falling over. And I'm going to put his rocket launch, these are rocket, in whatever you want to call them, back in his arm cannons. Get the Tamashii Nation stand out of the way. And basically, what you do is you just simply put his arms down. You move these out. You just put them on the stand like so. You bring this up, and then you would have two other pieces that would close in like so. And that's pretty much how you put them on Doc Sully. And of course, yeah, I could change this piece back out. So yeah, just do that real quick. While he's on Doc Sully, so there we go. So yeah, there you have it. That pretty much concludes it for this review. Now I will be getting into my final verdict and giving this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability. So let's get to it. And now for my final verdict on the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla M.O.G.E.R.A storage Doc Sully version here. If I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give him a drum roll, please. A very fair but square, well-deserved, knocked out of the park, 5 out of 5 stars. Why? Because this figure has really good detail. Very movie accurate. This figure also has top-notch articulation, although the leg articulation is a bit hindered by the skirt armor, but that's no big deal. That's to be expected. M.O.G.E.R.A really doesn't move his legs all that much anyways. And of course, playability is definitely top-notch. Unlike some other S.H.MonsterArts figures, there's nothing too much that's falling off of this figure if you look at it too hard, so that's a definite plus. So it definitely has really good playability, and yeah, overall this is a highly recommended figure. You can get yours today where I got mine, from toysinthebox.com. Tax free, but there will be some shipping fees involved, of course. So if you are interested in picking this one up, and if you haven't heard of or shopped at toysinthebox.com before, yeah, definitely go check them out. I bought from them before, and they take care of you really well. So, but anyway, that pretty much concludes it for this review. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, your attention span is much appreciated. That helps out this channel a lot, and if you want to help out this channel even more, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, if you have any thoughts about this video, leave them in the comment section, and please leave all your hateful, mean, and ugly comments to yourself. If you don't have anything good to say, please, keep it to yourself. Nobody needs anybody else's negativity. And also, if you have friends interested in the same content, feel free to share this on your social media, your Facebook, your X account, on a slap.com, whatever social media site you use. And as always, to wrap things up, love you guys. Stay safe, take care, God bless, stay powered up, stay positive, and peace out.